Hi there, and welcome back to the British Accent Podcast. I'm Emily, and I'm joined by Nick today for a gentle, honest conversation that might feel very personal for some of you. Our topic is using English as a way to escape daily stress, but doing it in a way that feels healthy and healing, not just distraction.
Yeah, this one hits close to home, doesn't it? A lot of people start learning English because they want a better job, or to travel, or pass a test, but sometimes, learning English becomes something else. A kind of emotional space. A break from the pressure of everyday life.
Exactly. And that's not a bad thing. In fact, it can be beautiful. When life feels heavy, maybe you're overwhelmed, burnt out, stuck in routines you don't enjoy, spending time with English can feel like stepping into another world. A place that's just yours.
I've had people tell me things like, listening to English podcasts calms me, or, I read English stories at night to take my mind off things. And honestly, that's something really special. It's more than just language learning, it becomes a kind of gentle escape.
Yes, and it's not about running away from your problems. It's more like creating a quiet corner for yourself, where you can breathe differently. Where no one's asking you for anything. Where you're allowed to focus on something that feels light, interesting, or even inspiring.
And the thing is, English has so many doors. You can go on YouTube and learn about history, or watch someone bake cookies, or follow a travel vlogger exploring another country. You can pick a British sitcom that makes you smile, or listen to peaceful bedtime stories in English.
It becomes this gentle kind of self-care, right? Like a mental walk. Something that doesn't demand perfection from you. Something that gives more than it takes. Especially on days when your own life feels a bit too loud or too much.
Right. And I think it's important to say, if English is the thing that gives your mind a break, that's okay. You're not doing it wrong. It doesn't always have to be intense studying or serious goals. Sometimes the emotional connection matters more than the grammar drills.
Absolutely. Even just sitting with English in the background, letting the sounds and rhythm flow through you, can be enough to reset your mood a bit. Like, you're not ignoring your life, but you're letting your brain take a different shape for a while.
It's like switching radio stations. You're not pretending the noise doesn't exist, but you're choosing what kind of energy you want to invite in. And if English brings you peace, or comfort, or even just a few minutes of joy, that's valuable.
So maybe the next time you feel overwhelmed, you don't need to force yourself to escape your stress completely. You can just gently shift focus. Put on a calming English video. Read something light. Say a few phrases out loud. It doesn't need to be productive, it just needs to feel kind.
Yeah, kindness is the key here. So many learners are way too hard on themselves, especially when they feel like they are not doing enough. But if English is the thing that helps you breathe a little easier, then let it be that. Let it be soft. Let it be yours.
And it's okay if your connection to English changes day by day. Maybe one day you're watching a documentary and really focused, and the next day you're just lying in bed listening to a relaxing English podcast without taking notes. Both are valid. Both are part of your journey.
Totally. Some days it might feel like you're not learning anything, but actually you're still building something deeper, like comfort, familiarity, emotional safety with the language. And that matters just as much as vocabulary lists.
Sometimes I think we forget that language is meant to hold us. It's meant to connect, express, soothe. So if English becomes your peaceful place, or the thing that gives your brain a break from worry, then that's not just learning, it's healing.
Yeah. I remember one learner telling me that every night before bed, they'd watch a 5-minute video of someone speaking slowly in English. They didn't write anything down, didn't review, didn't make it a task. They just listened. It became their way of winding down after a long day.
That's such a lovely habit. And it shows that your relationship with English doesn't always need to be intense or achievement-driven. Sometimes the smallest, gentlest routines are the ones that last and help you the most.
And over time, those small, gentle moments actually add up. You start to notice that you understand more, or that you can think in English more naturally. But it didn't come from pressure, it came from presence. From spending time with the language in a calm, meaningful way.
Yes. And when English becomes a quiet companion during hard times, it stays with you in strong times, too. It becomes part of your identity, not just a skill. Like a trusted friend who sat with you when things were difficult, and now walks with you as things get better.
That's such a good way to describe it. Because sometimes we treat learning like a race, but for a lot of people, English is more like a lifeline. It helps them feel connected to the world, to other people, or even just to a version of themselves they are proud of.
And that connection doesn't have to be loud. It can be quiet, private, and slow, and still incredibly powerful. So if you're using English as a way to escape daily stress, and it feels peaceful and genuine, you're doing something really beautiful for yourself.
It's not about avoiding your real life, it's about giving yourself a bit of space inside it. A small pocket of calm. A different rhythm. A softer voice to listen to, especially when everything else feels heavy.
And you don't need to explain that to anyone. You don't need to justify it, or turn it into a goal. If English makes you feel better, even a little, that's reason enough.
And maybe that's the kind of progress we forget to celebrate, the emotional progress. Like, you're not just memorizing new words or getting better at pronunciation, you're also building a healthier space in your mind. You're learning how to slow down, how to soothe yourself, how to focus on something gentle when life feels too loud.
Exactly. And the more you return to English with that kind of intention, not pressure, but presence, the more the language becomes something you want to spend time with, not something you have to fight with.
It's like watering a plant, isn't it? A little bit of quiet time each day. A few minutes of listening, reading, maybe even whispering a few thoughts in English to yourself. It doesn't have to be flashy. It just has to be real.
Yes, and when you show up for yourself like that, even in the smallest ways, it becomes a kind of quiet strength. You're not escaping life, you're caring for your mind. You're saying, I deserve a moment of peace. I deserve something that's just for me.
And that's where English becomes something deeper. Not just a tool, but a sanctuary. Not just learning, but healing. Not just studying, but choosing softness in a world that often feels hard.
And the best part is, you can take that sanctuary with you wherever you go. It doesn't matter if you're on a busy train, lying on your bed after a long day, or walking alone with your headphones on. That peaceful space you've built with English, it's portable. It's always there.
Yeah, it's not something anyone can take from you. And the more you visit that space, the stronger it becomes. It starts to feel like home. Like something safe and familiar, even when everything else around you feels uncertain or out of control.
And that's why it's okay if English is your quiet place. If it's your way of processing things, calming your thoughts, or simply being with yourself in a way that feels safe. That's not weakness. That's emotional intelligence. That's resilience in a different language.
And it's also a reminder that learning doesn't always need to be loud and structured. Sometimes, the real magic happens in silence. In solitude. In those quiet, invisible moments when you choose English because it gives you peace, not just progress.
So wherever you are in your day, in your life, in your learning, just know that it's enough. The way you're using English is enough. And if it brings you calm, then that calm is part of your fluency, too.
Yeah, and I think that calm, that emotional connection, actually makes the language stick more deeply. When you feel something while learning, your brain remembers it better. So all those gentle moments, the comforting videos, the songs you play when you're anxious, the quiet phrases you whisper, they're doing more than you realize.
Absolutely. That emotional layer is what makes it last. You're not just learning English, you're living it, in the soft, in between spaces of your day. That's where it becomes real. Not in a textbook, not in a test, but in the way it comforts you at 10 p.m. when the day's been too long.
And the beautiful thing is, there's no right or wrong way to do this. If English is your escape, and it helps you feel more stable, more relaxed, more you, then that's reason enough to keep going. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to feel honest.
Yeah, like a gentle friend. One that listens without judging. One that grows with you. Some days it might feel like a quiet background soundtrack. Other days, it's the only thing helping you stay focused. Both are fine. Both matter.
So don't worry if your learning doesn't always look like progress on paper. If it feels calming, if it helps you breathe a little easier, that's powerful progress, too. The kind that no one else can measure, but you can feel.
So if you're listening to this right now and English has become a soft place to land in your busy or overwhelming life, just know, that's enough. You're not falling behind. You're building something real, something kind, something lasting.
Yeah, and you don't need a perfect plan or a strict schedule. Just keep showing up for yourself in those small ways. Keep letting English be your gentle companion when you need it most. That's not just learning, that's healing with words.
Thanks so much for spending this time with us today. Wherever you are, whatever kind of day you're having, we hope this episode gave you some peace and reminded you that your English journey is yours to shape, moment by moment.
You're doing better than you think. And we'll be here again soon, with more honest conversations, more encouragement, and always a little calm in your ears. Take care for now.
Bye for now, and thanks for listening to the British Accent Podcast.